There you go, Joe.
Thumbs up, baby. What's up? Good to see you.
Man, Danny has said that we need to stop celebrating people for a week because apparently we're killing them.
No,
I was
Martin
to say, bro.
I
What
didn't
timing,
say that.
huh? You did his
Yeah, she
favorite
totally said
movie he ever did, and bye. We'll see you.
Yep.
Next level. Remember, he didn't die. He just went to the next level, bro.
Right.
So what I've done is basically I want to do an entire month of Alex Kurtzman.
Oh, please. Let's do that.
Yes!
I like this
kibosh to some of these fuckers. Yes.
Please do not infer anything from that comment.
I said
no.
kibosh.
I just really want to celebrate him.
Yeah, no, you need to celebrate his accomplishments.
All his accomplishments, you know.
I introduced Danny Anima last night to the one thing I think Greg Berlanti did that was good, because Greg Berlanti is the Alex Kurtzman of the DC universe.
Okay.
And it's only ironic that he's gay. Oh, no, it's not ironic. It's pretty much the same fucking thing. Anyway, he was the one who was trying to turn everything in the DC verse gay. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I have a lot of gay friends who don't do shit like that. Why are you doing that? That's not the gay thing to do. That's a political move. And I despise people like that. And Greg Berlanti, of course, got himself fired. You know, it's inevitable what happens. The problem was the guy that got rid of him hired James Gunn. And I'm like, well.
We also how that worked out.
Yeah, that did not work out well at all. And so, which I predicted. If you go all the way back and you listen to me argue with Keith, I never liked James Gunn. I never wanted him. I said, this is a horrible idea.
He's a one-trick pony.
He is.
But anyway, what you introduced me to yesterday is a fucking great show.
What
He's
is?
Good. He's good at that one trick.
Oh,
but
that's what I was trying to get to. That's what I was trying to get to. Is that I showed her the one thing that Greg Berlanti did that I liked, which was the show Prodigal Son. I said, it's a damn good show. And it's sad that it didn't last. And apparently, you know, the viewership just dropped too much and the show got canceled.
I'm not buying that because the ratings are good.
It looks solid. I think that it's a lie. I think it was a cover-up for pushing towards DEI. And the show got canceled because why? The main character was
male
a man.
Protagonist, yeah.
So heterosexual male. Can't have that.
Nope.
So who's all here? We got first in the house is Snorty. Snorty is here. Then Gambit. And then Martin. Nobody else is here. And nobody wants to show up for Hacksaw Ridge.
They don't like pacifists, man.
Yeah, they don't like pacifists and they don't like dark, dramatic, true stories.
I guess.
Nobody wants to see that.
Well, you know, Rocket Kitty tried to sabotage me. She knocked over my drink, trying to kill my computer or something. So that's why I showed up late, because I had to clean up the flood. She's still going wild.
Look out.
Hey, nothing that a BB gun won't take care of.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So, you know, I went into a little bit of it yesterday because there's so many things to talk about when you talk about DOS. You know, one of the things that really kind of blew my mind about the guy was that the movie really kind of made up some shit about him. And I understand they're doing it for dramatic purposes. They did stick to the greater parts of the true story in the movie, but they really changed some elements in it. Like the whole thing with his dad, you know, was not like that. His dad was a troubled man, but he was not a combat veteran. He did not serve at Belleau Wood. He did serve, but he did not serve at Belleau Wood or in combat during World War I. The guy had a drinking problem. He was troubled by a lot of different things. But if you were to watch that film, you would walk away with really no understanding of his dad and what his dad went through and why. So that always bothered me. The thing that didn't bother me was how the character of Sergeant, I just forgot his name.
Vince Vaughn's character?
Yeah, it's Harlow.
Harlow, yeah.
Sergeant Harlow. He's actually, that was the name of the sergeant he had in Boot, basic. But it was very rare. It was not the practice for the sergeant that you had in basic to follow you through into combat. And in fact, it did happen, but it was not the norm. The reason why is because those guys, once they were good at training, would train cycle after cycle. It's the same with the Marine Corps. It's just kind of weird that they do that, but I understand why, which is one of the greatest themes of this man's life was the fact that he made a lot of people eat crow as to who he was, Desmond Doss. And Doss was just this devout Christian. And he had taken this oath, which I got to be honest with you, like if you watch the movie, the reason he took this oath with himself was because of the fact that he had pulled a gun and nearly killed his father. Now that could be very well true, but not the way they show it in the film. And the main reason why Harlow follows him from basic training all the way through the combat and everything was because of the fact that they needed to show these characters who had misjudged him. And they did. They really did. In fact, they show an interview at the end with the officer who was there from basic, and he was going to be the one that took command of them to go over and fight in the war over in Japan. And he really did misjudge him. He called him a coward because he wouldn't touch a rifle.
And that's so stupid because he wasn't a coward. He wouldn't have been there if he was a coward. He didn't have to go to war. He was a carpenter in a shipyard. That work excluded him from the draft. He would have been fine staying at home.
In fact, he had to actually really try to get into the military because any important worker like shipyards, firefighters, anything like that, a lot of them would get 4F immediately.
Yeah, my grandfather, because he was an arborer, he was a lumberjack. They needed the wood, and he tried to join, and they said nope.
You say your dad was a lumberjack? Was he okay?
He was okay, and it wasn't my dad; it was my grandfather.
Do you get that? What I just did?
Yes, I know exactly what you just said. Yes,
This Monty Python.
Yeah,
I'm a lumberjack, and I'm okay.
But yeah, Pope's completely right about that. The people they needed in support here at home to supply the war effort didn't go. They made sure they didn't go.
Yeah, smart. You did have a lot of guys that were 4F.
In fact, you had guys who actually, deleted themselves because they were not allowed to go.
And they mentioned that in the film too. They mentioned that.
Yeah, a couple people from his town topped themselves.
And that's another thing, that dramatic purposes, there was no hearing, and his dad showed up and all this bullshit. Didn't happen like that. It was put before the commanding officer, and the commanding officer got pissed and says, "Why is this coming before me? Why am I having to look at this?" No, it's his constitutional right. He wants to serve as a medic. You don't have to make him pass basic firing. Now, as a combat medic and as a conscientious objector myself, I didn't mind picking up a weapon, because I got to tell you something. I don't understand that. I really honestly don't. Picking up a gun doesn't make you a killer. Training on a gun doesn't make you a killer. So it was just always a weird thing. And like if you look up the information about him, it says that it's because he believed in the sixth commandment said thou shalt not kill, which is not what it says. It does in the Protestant Bible, because King James changed what it said because he was afraid of uprisings against his crown. But do you know what it really says in that sixth commandment?
Thou shalt not commit murder.
Thou shalt not commit murder. There's a difference between killing and committing murder. And
they say that
is
in the
what it
movie too. They say war isn't committing murder. War is war.
Nope.
That's different.
So, I don't understand his logic, but it doesn't matter. This guy led with his heart, followed his heart, and stayed true to his heart. And for that alone, I fucking admire this guy. He wanted to be as Christ-like as a person as he could be. That's what he believed.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't knock the guy for it.
You can't.
He stuck to what he
Oh,
believed.
I could shove him over, but I wouldn't knock him for it. They call that Christian tipping.
By the way, guys,
Careful, man. There's a beverage here. What the?
Doss
sorry,
died
guys.
today, 20 years ago.
That's the crazy part.
That is
20
so crazy.
So today, that man died.
Wow.
And he was outlived by his brother by 1 year. He died 1 year and 10 days less, just 10 days shy of a year. His brother died, who also served with honor in combat.
On a ship, yeah. I forgot the name.
Yeah, he served in the U.S. Navy. And in the movie, they make it look like the father was like all against us because he had lost his friends. And I got to be honest.
Lots of artificial drama there.
So problematic. So much of the drama they added to the father, to where we got nothing of who the father was, and I think that's a mistake. But still, it's a damn good movie. Look, you show realistic soldiers doing realistic shit, and you're going to watch me, and I won't let you. But I will fucking blubber through a movie. My daughter loves watching movies with me. And she always wanted to be touching me on the arm or on my belly, leaning on me. And I won't let her when we're watching a war film. And then one day she saw me. And this is actually what I said to Zoe: stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. Stop looking at me. And then I would pause the movie and I would get up and leave the room, because I don't like being observed when I get emotional. I'm a stoic. I'm a true stoic. I don't like that. I don't like showing emotion. And boy, war movies. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the only one like that. A lot of military vets, especially combat vets, are like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anyone can watch movies like this and not get emotional. Come on.
I don't know. I think Code Pink is pretty emotionless.
What I find interesting about this movie is they had to tone down the actual story of what he did, because no one would believe
Mel
it.
had to leave two major things, including the one that's referred to as the miracle.
Yep.
Because it was known that a sniper had him in his sights and didn't take the shot. Had him dead to rights and didn't squeeze the trigger.
The one that did, the sniper that did shoot at him, ruined his career, because after the war, because his left arm was so screwed up, he couldn't work as a carpenter anymore.
Yeah.
Which sucked. And what sucked even more was that 2 years after coming home, he got diagnosed with tuberculosis. Had to go through 5.5 years of treatment, lost a lung.
Well, I'll tell you what's even wilder about that, and Gary can attest to this. I'm sure he heard stories of it. it doesn't matter what the Geneva Convention says, man. They're some of the first people targeted by the enemy.
Oh yeah,
If you've got a medical badge on your helmet, you're in trouble.
They bring that up, which when I became a medic, one of the first things they wanted to beat into our head, the highest killed targets of enemy snipers and really anybody of the enemy. The primary people that they target are number 1, combat medics, number 2, RTO, number 3, your XOs, your lieutenants.
Yeah, do not wear the Red Cross.
Yeah.
And so I didn't. I just
they make you take his off.
To respond with in the military, when somebody yells out medic, I learned to say, just a second, dear.
My uncle was one in Vietnam and he got shot. I mean, yeah.
If they catch you doing medical stuff, they'll snipe you.
Yeah. He survived.
Why?
Thank God.
Do you remember why? Do you guys know why?
Because if you take out the medic, all the guys you wound from that point on are fucked.
There's
not only that,
KIA.
There goes morale.
Morale. It is a morale killer when your medic gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say, in the modern military, it's not a morale killer. It's you just guaranteed you're gonna die.
Yeah, we're gonna smoke you now.
It's like because you messed with Doc, and we like Doc a lot. He gives us pain meds when we're hurting.
He's the nicest guy in the company, and
Not you.
just killed him.
He makes us drink so we
kidding.
can poop. Hey, that's important.
It is.
Yeah, I had a rule, you cannot show me your dick until you buy me a drink. It's a rule. Every medic should live by that. And I did say that to a guy because he came in, yo, Kiss, man, does this look right? And I'm like, whoa, buy me a drink first. He laughed and he goes, but seriously, does this look right? And I'm like, no. And this reminds me of Buddy Hackett when he goes to the doctor and he says, I've got a problem, doc. It really hurts when I pee. He goes, well, let me see your pecker. So he pulls out and it's all fucking gnarled up like one of those twirls, donuts. It's just all fucking gnarly looking. He's, oh my God. He says, well, look, I recommend taking, a couple of aspirins a day and maybe just come back and see me in like a week or two. And a couple of weeks goes by and the guy came back and he said, well, how are things going? He goes, well, it worked, doc. I'm all better. And he goes, really? He goes, the aspirin worked. He goes, oh, no. He says, I noticed that when I was in the bathroom, halfway through the last 2 weeks, I saw a guy at the urinal next to me. And he was pissing. And when he was done, he, with one hand, he just went like that with the end of his penis. Shook it off. He goes, well, what the hell were you doing? He goes, oh, when I was done, I just wring it out.
Oh, God.
Oh.
That's a Buddy Hackett joke. If you hate that joke, you hate Buddy Hackett, and he's dead. You hate a dead guy.
That's right. You can try and guilt me into not going yikes, but I'm still.
I don't even care.
And I want to tell
him
that is a clean enough joke that he told that on Saturday Night Live. I mean, not Saturday Night Live, Johnny Carson show.
I can believe that.
So, I see James is here. What's up, James?
Hi, James.
To be honest, what is this? To be honest, pacifists shouldn't be on the front line, not taking anything. No, a lot of them, like in the Vietnam War, they kind of show it in the movie Birdie. Medics that were pacifists were stationed at hospitals.
Yeah.
And also, I shouldn't technically have been put on the front line because I was a conscientious objector, except for one thing. One, I was a really good shot, and I explained, I will shoot the enemy if I have to. I will. I just won't do it under orders. You cannot order me to kill somebody because I will not kill unless it's absolutely needed, which means if my guys are under threat, then I am pulling that trigger and I will aim. I will aim.
What if it wasn't an order, but a really nice request? Like,
Would you consider please shooting at that man? I would go, okay. You sound nice.
He looks like a bad person. I'll do it for you.
I don't like the way he wears his beard. I really don't like overly.
He doesn't know how to salute.
I do not like overly groomed beards. They look weird to me.
They look like painted on.
They cease to be manly. Like Victorian period, they focused way too much on the grooming of their beards, and it was weird. You know, parting it, getting it going in these weird direction. Fuck off with that shit. Have a fucking beer.
Dude, have you ever seen the Bavarian beard contest? They're
yes,
crazy.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Mac gets into that.
They take it to the next level.
Mac is a huge about grooming his beards and mustache. He'll wax the shit out of his mustache and bring the little curls up, and I'm like, yeah, weird. One of Vince Vaughn's earliest roles was Lost World Jurassic Park, which he was good in that. I can't think of a film where he wasn't good. Anyway, the opening where the little girl is attacked came from the novel Jurassic Park. Yeah, it's in the original. Yeah. He's talking about the scene where the girl and the people are on boats
the beach
on the shore.
Yeah, Natus are attacking there. Yeah,
that
that's
is actually
from the first book.
Yeah.
Well,
the Greatest Generation.
Taking scenes from other books in the franchise and putting them where they don't belong just because they fit the narrative they're trying to tell better.
Yep. And it's kind of funny when they do shit like that. And when I say funny, it's kind of weird, odd, because I don't think it was necessary to do it that way.
Funny, weird.
Yeah. I didn't think the second film was all that good.
No,
but
it doesn't. No, it isn't.
I enjoyed it, but
I did like the third film where Grant goes back. Of the sequels, it was my favorite. And
no, so now the Red School has regrets. Hello, Penny.
Hi, Penny.
Yeah, the movie wasn't made until 10 years after he died, or released 10 years after he died.
Well, it was in development hell for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why we did get some great footage for the film of interviews with three guys, being that of his commanding officer, Desmond himself, and his brother. His brother's name was Harold. Was that it? Was it Harold? I'm going to look it up.
Only refer to him as Hal, so maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah. It just seems to me like his brother.
Harold, yeah.
Yeah, okay. My memory was.
There was an older sister too that's not shown in the movie. She was called Audrey.
And Sam Worthington, you guys remember him. He's the guy that Hollywood was really trying to sell for some reason, putting him in everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's an okay actor.
Yeah.
He's okay looking. I just don't understand why they were so hard selling him for a while. Like, he was in everything. And I'm like, why? It's like, I don't get it. Milo is in this, by the way, Mel's boy. He plays Lucky Ford in it. I like the character of the asshole Smitty in it, played by Luke Bracey. I thought he was good because he's a kind of a bully, but then he becomes his buddy by the end. Going, boy, I was wrong about you. And the fact is, he did get heavily picked on because he was so religious. And this is a period when a lot of people were fucking religious.
Well,
so they didn't get it.
They
didn't get it.
They're an infantry unit, and they didn't want to deal with a guy who was not going to have their back.
Yeah.
Like, if you won't kill to defend me, I don't want you there.
Which is why, again, I was allowed to be in the infantry.
Yeah.
is because, oh yeah. And I even told my sergeant is like, because I carried a sidearm and I had a 45 by selection. I got that by request. And if you're a good soldier and you're friendly and you do stuff like that, you make friends. And then eventually my sergeant got me what I requested as a firearm, which was a Colt
45.
Commando. No, Colt Commando.
Oh yeah, the Car 15. Yep.
Yep, the original M4. And he got me one. I did. I said that as a challenge that I knew would never be met, and I was wrong. He got me one.
Jokes wasn't you.
Yeah. So I carried a fucking rifle, and it was lightweight. Those things are very lightweight, and I used shoulder
at least
with it.
And at least it was a very cool rifle.
It was.
Oh, it is. It's short, which I think those are the best weapons when doing CQB.
Well,
Trying to use a full-size M16 doing that, how many times are you going to fucking hit a door jamb or a corner?
We were doing room clearing and this was in 2009. We were doing room clearing with fucking M16 A4s. Like to the point where what we would do is we would put the stock up over our shoulder so to shorten the rifle a little bit because you're at such short range that you don't really need.
Allows you to pull it in closer to your body.
Yeah, and you don't really need to aim when you're at that range. So you just kind of short stock it and then come around the corner as close as you can.
I think Andrew Garfield did a fantastic job in this film.
Yeah,
I like him as an actor.
Yeah, I gained a lot of respect from him with this movie because I'd never liked his portrayal of Peter Parker, but I gained a lot of respect for him with this.
I liked him as Pete, but I tell you, the place where I work, it's a residential rehab, and we have a bunch of movies on disc, and this is the war movie above everything else that a lot of these clients watch. Is this one right here?
By the way, just to point out, at that point, he was the most comic book accurate Spider-Man when he played him.
Thank you very much.
I loved Tobey Maguire. I loved those Spider-Man movies more. But when asked, I said Andrew plays him comic accurate. The smart mouth.
I don't know if you'd agree with me, Gary, but I've always said that if you took the first Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and you cut the portion where Uncle Ben in the Tobey Maguire one drops him off at the library, at least he thinks he's dropping him off at the library, right up until the guy falls out the fucking window and the cops are looking for him. If you take that and insert it into the friggin' Amazing Spider-Man #1, you'd have the perfect Spider-Man movie. I mean, yeah, really I really think so. Yep.
They didn't screw the pooch really for me until the third film or the second film.
Oh my God, it was horrible. I didn't think they could make something worse than Spider-Man 3 that Raimi made, and they did. It was just wow.
they totally
super bad.
Did.
It can always get worse.
It's the only Spider-Man movie I don't own on physical media. It's the only one, and I'll never buy it. It was just
I don't own Spider-Man 3, but
I'll buy it for you.
No,
I do own the fan edit of it.
Oh, do you?
That's
I bet you that's good. I bet you that's good.
Took out Venom.
Well, yeah, I've said several times, if you end that movie when Brock gets the symbiote and then make a whole the next movie a Venom movie, they would have knocked it out of the park. But no, you watch that movie; it's a good movie up until Eddie Brock gets the symbiote. Once that happens, that movie flies off the rails, man. It's ridiculous.
Yep, because Sam Raimi was not a fan of Venom, and he said, I don't know anything about Venom. Why are you making me put this in the film?
Right.
So he's asking her out. I'll tell you what, for a guy who doesn't want to kill people, he's sure killing it with her.
Right.
And pretty much everybody, and they do show that in the film, that he talks about the people who have topped themselves because they got 4F'd and couldn't serve. And it's true. It's true. And there were those who were deemed necessary to stay in order to keep the country running. Yep. And that's the character that Kurt Russell plays in the movie Swing Shift. He's not 4F. He's a necessary person that has to stay back to work in the munitions plants and stuff. They need guys like him to keep things going.
But Desmond was offered to stay home and keep working, and he refused.
Yep, because he was one of those necessary people, essentials. And he wanted to serve. I want to serve my country. I like another thing that they do in the film is it's something that I did when I wrote my grandfather's story is because he gets buried alive in real life, my grandfather. And I put in a previous scene where he gets locked in a cellar at St. Charles, Chicago's Boys Town. And it's fictional. That didn't happen to him. But I put it in there because I wanted to show how he freaked out and why. He freaked out as a kid. That later it would echo in the story where he got buried. And so in this film, they have something like that. Twice you get moments where he's on cliffs looking down at you. You guys catch that?
Yeah.
Yeah, with his brother,
Oh.
and then when he takes the girl up there.
Yep. First as a child and then with her. Up camera stays low, showing him up there at an odd angle. And it's because to get that into your head. That cliff, it's foreshadowing of the cliff. I like the performance of the actress that plays his mom in this too. I thought she was good.
Dude, the casting of the brother was awesome. You could believe those two are brothers.
Yeah.
I didn't get the hatred between them.
The brothers?
They didn't hate each other.
No.
They did. He says that in one scene.
No.
He hates him.
They were just brothers.
Brothers.
They do that.
It's fixed to say that's sibling rivalry right there. That's all it
In
is.
fact, the scene where he gets, it's not a knife, it's a fucking bayonet in his foot. And I mean, the sergeant should have kicked his ass for calling it a knife. And but that happened with my brothers and I because it's called chicken, and we used to play it too. And mom caught my older brothers with knives, and so they weren't allowed to go out, leave the house with knives anymore. And they used screwdrivers. And one day we're sitting there, and Jim threw the screwdriver, and it went right into my brother Michael's foot.
Oh.
And again, I'm going to point this out. Here we go. The cliff looking down moment.
Yep.
He meant it. My brother, he did that on purpose.
Dude, when I slammed a friggin' door when my brother wouldn't get his thumb out of the friggin' hinge, I'd meant it. Yeah, I did. He was being an idiot.
It happens. You think it's a good idea, and then afterwards you go, I probably should.
Damn. Shouldn't have done that to him. Yeah. Shouldn't have scarred him for life like that.
I'm going to get my ass beat.
Oh, well, what's done is done.
But yeah, and that's brothers. That's, the
I
worst
have 5
fights I've ever
of
been
those.
in is me and my brother, man. I mean,
Joe, I have 5 brothers. Don't tell me about that.
Okay, well, you didn't understand what was going on there.
No, because he
Trying to
plays in
explain
one
it to you.
scene. I hate him, and then you see them lying in their beds next to each other. Like, why the hatred? I get
That's
rivalry,
just
but
kids.
He's talking about his
That's
father.
just- yeah, he's talking about his dad in that scene. I
is
think
he?
that's
Okay.
absolutely,
Yeah. Because the father was their parents were having a nasty fight, and the kid says, "Oh my God, I hate it."
By the way, I do want to point out there was another role that Garfield played that I thought was really good when he played it was the Mormon murder mystery based on the true story, and that was a really good miniseries that he was in. I forget the name of it. Anybody remember that one?
Nope.
Trying to remember the name of it. Give me a second. I just can't fucking think of it.
We're gonna get there, though. I have faith. We're gonna get there.
Under the Banner of Heaven.
There you go. See?
Yeah, I've got a drawer with a lot of information in it, but a slower retrieval system than I used to.
And
have.
it gets slower every year, doesn't it, buddy?
Yeah, but that's actually a really good miniseries, Under the Banner of Heaven. And I didn't think I was going to like it, and I'll be damned, that was a good story. And of course, the thing that almost hurt that miniseries was, when word got out about how he liked having open relationships and shit like that at the time. God. And I'm like, why do you ask young people about the relationships? Stop. Because young people have stupid ideas about what relationships are.
No, they have stupid ideas, period.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I was explaining that to my mother one day, but because I've got a daughter that's not even talking to me right now, and I looked at my mom, and she goes, "What's going on?" I said, "Stupid. Young people do stupid shit."
Yep. By the way, one can't tell this story without also thinking about Sergeant Alvin York.
Yep.
And what he did during World War I. Now, he carried a gun. He just didn't want to shoot the enemy. But when he saw enough of his men getting slaughtered by these German machine guns, he absolutely was all in on flanking these guys and shooting them. And
after he shot a couple dozen of them, the other 200 of them surrendered to a guy with a 1911.
Yeah, it was a total of like 176 German personnel, including 4 officers, surrendered.
That's what we commonly refer to in a role-playing game as a morale check.
Yep.
Yeah. Because he was shooting them. Open sights. No scope. He was fucking nailing them.
And if I remember,
the reason why is they had 3 machine gun positions. It was because he had 3 machine gun positions, and it was cutting up his team. And they got pinned down. And he saw 6 of his guys go down, or 7. It might have been 7 go down, and that was it. That was all it took. That was half his fucking team. And he fucking opened up on these guys and just started murdering them. And he got, he got the Medal of Honor, but going back to this guy, Doss, he got the Bronze Star that was later upgraded to the Medal of Honor.
And to this day, he's the only guy who's ever been awarded the Medal of Honor who has not killed anyone.
Wow.
In fact, they don't really explain it in the movie, but he did treat Japanese soldiers. And not just at this, another mistake they make it look like that battle was his first battle. No, he'd been fighting.
It was the third.
Pacific. And they would find these Japs, capture them. They'd either find them dead or they capture them, that had American bandages on them. And they knew it was him.
Well, one of the soldiers said, Doss is sending people down. He sent a couple Japs too, but they didn't make it. And it sounds so like, killed them.
Yeah. The way in which he said, they didn't make it.
But they didn't make it. That is exactly, I think, the way you were supposed to infer that, meaning that
we didn't.
Yeah, he was sitting him down, but for some reason they just all died.
Well,
I like Vince Vaughn in this, by the way. He is a lot of fun as their sergeant.
Oh,
I mean, especially
this
by the
is
time
my favorite scene, by the way, where the naked guy is dying 1,000 deaths, and Vince Vaughn is ignoring him all the time. That was so funny.
Go ahead, Pope.
That's I mean, by the time of Okinawa, the Marines had been fighting the Japanese for 3 years on the ground at this point, and knew better than to even try to take prisoners or treat them. You just fucking shoot them.
Well, they show, and I'm glad they show the ritual suicide. Oh, I said the word. Oh well,
that's all right though.
I think it's okay to say it.
And some people call it harakiri, but harakiri is actually the movement of the blade. It's seppuku, is the ritual killing, and then the slice is harakiri. Yeah, scary and good. I liked him as their drill sergeant.
Vince Vaughn is great in almost everything I see him in.
No,
Serious or comedic.
He's just fucking fun. I don't give a shit what movie it is. He's going to be good in it. The only movie I ever watched that I didn't like was Psycho remake.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed they did that.
But it's not because of him.
Nope, not his fault.
You can't polish a turd, man. You just can't do it. You know what my favorite movie he's in, man. He's the coach in Fighting with My Family, coaching those young female wrestlers, man. It's great. He's awesome.
Now, I've already corrected that. It's not a fucking knife that he throws. It's a fucking bayonet. And you don't call your bayonet a knife.
No.
Not it want to survive your drill sergeant.
That thing's more like a short sword, okay?
Well, they're longer. They were longer back then. In fact, the one I hate is the Japanese bayonet.
Damn, that thing was
2 inches long. Yeah.
Yeah, 18 inches of fucking murder. And the U.S. eventually evolved into a short bayonet, which is what we still carry to this day. We started in Vietnam with the shorter bayonet. And I'm not a fan of the short bayonet either. But, you know, you could get away with it if you called a K-bar a knife, but you can't get away with that with a bayonet. So I was shocked they let that through. And the military advisor on this film was a good advisor. He worked on a lot of other really good films. Let me see if I can find him here. I mean, he's nowhere near as good as Dale Dye.
Nobody is.
But let me find him here real quick. Military advisor. F-A-D-V. There it is. John Iles. I-L-E-S. And he was he's a stuntman, but he's also a military advisor. And he's worked on a total of 7 films. His first film as a military advisor was the movie Stealth. If you guys remember that back in 2005, the Jamie Foxx stealth fighter one. He's the military advisor in the movie Unbroken, which is again a movie about POWs. I've never seen it, but I heard it's okay. Suicide Squad, even the name of the film. But anyway, he was a special cast trainer doing military work with the weapons and shit. Then Hacksaw Ridge, and then he was a safety officer for First Contact, and then he was a military advisor for the Irish movie Danger Close, where they're fighting in Africa, the true story. And then I don't know this one at all. Maybe you guys do. It's called Blacklight with Liam Neeson, and I don't think I saw that movie.
No, I haven't seen that one.
And it's like hard to believe I missed a Liam Neeson movie, but I did. And it's a Liam Neeson action film, and he was the military advisor and technical advisor on the weapons and weapons handling. So, you know, nowhere near the experience of Dale Dye. Don't know why Mel just won't use Dale Dye. I just don't know. He's done 2 fucking war films where he would have benefited from Dale Dye. And
right.
Won't do it.
Well, maybe he wasn't available.
Now, I will tell you something you do in the military in order to get your fucking soldiers to get their heads out of their asses is instead of punishing the soldier that's a fuck up, punish everybody else for them.
Oh, yeah.
And make them watch.
Yeah.
They show that even in Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, I was fixing to say that yeah, that's part of exactly what happens with
that
Private
donut,
Pyle.
that jelly donut. He enjoyed that jelly donut.
Yes, he did. While everybody paid for it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. They're paying for it. You eat it. And that brought on the blanket party, right?
It brought on the blanket party, which is something that we squad leaders outlawed in our company. We wouldn't allow that. It's like
it happens. I mean,
if somebody needs disciplining, we said we will do it.
Mm-hmm.
We beat the shit out of guys. We would take them outside. We refer to it as physical hands-on training is what we call it, hands-on training, where we would take them out in hands-on, knock the shit out of them, go get your head out of your ass. Every time you fuck up like this and cause trouble for everybody, I'm going to do this again.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to believe you.
Right.
There,
it's not near as prevalent as it used to be, but there were stories of a guy that got put in his wall locker and shoved down a flight of stairs when I was in basic training. So yeah,
they did something similar to my brother Steve. They shoved him and his best friend, a couple of fuck chops, into lockers. Marine.
Right.
This is at Pendleton,
mm-hmm.
and they shut him in the lockers and hit the outside with.
I missed that. You broke up there for a second. Hammers. Okay, got it. You kind of froze there for a second.
They the lockers got beat by hammers while they were locked inside. Damn. Okay, I'm losing connection here.
That would be loud, if nothing else. Yeah, because those things are made of metal. And not with the doors closed on it, banging with a hammer. Dude,
I'm claustrophobic. I don't.
You'd be lucky to be able to hear for a couple of days. It'd be like going to a rock concert.
Yeah. Well, that's why back in the day, like even once they had mail and stuff like that, you would still wear like a padded under helmet called a cloth under your plate helm, because if you got hit in the head with even a sword or whatever, it's basically putting your head on the inside of a bell.
Just crazy.
By the way, we want to say hi to James Jameson is here. Penny is here. Slasher Fred, of course. I said hi to him. Christian Fandom Geek is here. John Ostains is here. Good morning, John. Helen Place, and of course, Davey Dredd is here. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
So we're talking about this film, and it looks like this is not going to be one of those shows where we're going to get a lot of viewership, because we've only 7 people here watching right now, and we promoted this early enough that it should have more viewers than that. And I think that's just some people aren't interested in movies like this.
It's a rough watch, to be honest.
Yeah, I put this movie off. I refused to watch it for years because I don't want to get emotional. And I knew it was going to fucking pull the fucking strings on me, and I don't like that.
Well, that, and I think YouTube's been messing with the algorithm, because my viewership on stuff has not been regular for a while now. It flails wildly, really, on different things.
Yeah, and
who knows?
And screwing people's viewership up? No, that would never happen.
Now, one of the things I heard from the film's director was that the 1998 remake of Psycho, which was a shot-for-shot remake, all they did is they added in the masturbation scene that Hitchcock was forced to take out. And because 1964, was it 64?
Yeah, 64.
Yeah. Censors weren't going to let them get away with that, so they had to take the scene out. But it was originally in the script. Robert Bloch wrote that in there. And where he was so excited by the character, the girl, that he sat on that little hole on the other side and spanked the monkey. But what the director said, and it's that fucking asshole, Gus Van Sant, said that he had heard for years that they were wanting to do a remake, so he did it to stop anybody from ever doing it again. He said he made the movie the way he made it in order to prevent other people from remaking that film ever again.
Wow. That sounds just like the guy that made Joker Part 2.
Right.
Yeah.
They begged him to make a sequel and he didn't want to. I think that's why we got the movie we got.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Which takes, by the way, an asshole.
It does take an asshole. That's a narcissistic prick right there.
And I consider, Gus Van Sant a fucking self-absorbed prick for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The jelly donut scene is a psychological manipulation method used everywhere from sports to well, yeah, that's what we were talking about, John. It's where you take the guy who's the offender and you reward them while punishing everyone around them for what he did. Absolutely. It's psychological warfare. And the military is very fucking good at it.
That is, yeah, they are. Absolutely.
I mean, really, all of boot camp is just psychological warfare. I mean, it's indoctrination. Because we need you to act and behave in a certain way at a certain time without measure.
You guys know this. You get, I mean, even the stuff you're listening to when you're getting ready for your day in basic training is filtered. They play you exactly like, I don't know what was going on when you guys were in, but when I was in, the Korean airliner got shot down. And that's all we heard about all morning long on the news.
Absolutely. Because when we were in, escalation was happening in the Middle East, and it backfired on them, though. It did. It really did backfire on our senior NCOs. The cadre were, saying, we're going to take you right out of basic and send you into combat, and they're trying to scare the fucking dumbasses. But it backfired when Julio Holland and I went to our first sergeant and said we would like to volunteer to go straight from here into training for going into the war. And I love the way he just sort of looked at us like, we don't do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you have to go to AIT.
You have to go
you have to graduate AIT before you go into training to go over there. And we're like, yeah, but we're letting you know that if it's needed, we'll go. I said, I want to go because I'm older than everybody, and it would be better. And he goes, no, we really, you guys really want to go? And we're like, yeah. And okay, just go away. Get out of my face.
Just stop.
And these days, like even when I was in the mid 2000s, like yeah, we were in the middle of 2 wars. We would still never send somebody straight from basic to the front line because you're just gonna die instantly.
That's all you're gonna do, or get somebody killed.
Right. Exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I remember I told a guy at graduation. I told him his name was Hutchko, and he was a fucking idiot. And I wouldn't let people bully him. And so he thought that meant I was his friend. And on graduation night, he came to me and he says, I want to thank you for, and I said, hey, I didn't do that for you. I did that because I can't stand bullies. I said, dude, you're a fuck up. You're a grade A USDA prime choice fuck up. And you better get your head out of your ass because, it's one thing if you get yourself killed, but you're going to get somebody else killed. And if we were going to ship out, if they were to ship us out tomorrow together, you would somehow get accidentally shot in the foot so I could get rid of you. And I said it that way, so I could get rid of you. I don't know who shot you, but I'd be the one getting rid of you.
Right.
I mean, I'm really grateful for when I came in because, first of all, our combat instructors did not take it easy on us. They were just like, you guys better learn this shit now because you are not going to have time later. Within a year, every single one of you is going to be deployed. And they were right. And even after infantry school, like that'll teach you the basics, but it's when you get to your unit and then you start training with combat veterans and the real guys that you really do start improving as a Marine or soldier or whoever you're with.
Yeah. Well, it's just like with martial arts, it's with repetition.
It's not even just repetition. Yeah. It's learning the dirty little tricks that they don't teach you in infantry school that you learn on the battlefield.
Well, some of those things will get you in trouble early on. You learn those things later. But when it comes down to the training, when you're training, do it by the book as much as possible because
and then when you
don't know enough to be cutting corners. By the way, the 1986 sequel, look, I'm just going to say this about all of them. Psycho 2, Psycho 3, and Psycho 4. Psycho 4 was a made-for-TV movie. All of them were good because he understood the character of Norman Bates, and he made them good. And I actually really like them. It's the 4th film that introduces to Norma Bates. Finally, for the first time, we get to see a young Norman Bates, played by, does anybody remember?
Olivia Hussey.
Well, Olivia Hussey played Norma, young Norman. I said.
Norman.
Ah.
I don't remember. I'd have to look it up, Gary.
Elliot.
Oh,
I'll
no.
be right
Henry Thomas?
here. Yeah, Henry Thomas.
Wow. Okay.
I don't remember him. I remember Olivia, but I don't remember him.
Yeah. That was Psycho 4. They called it Psycho 4, The Normaning.
Yeah. Where is
In 2001, after finally convincing Doss that making a movie on his remarkable life was the right thing to do, screenwriter, producer Gregory Crosby, grandson of Bing Crosby, wrote, don't bother mentioning his dad, just his grandfather. Wasn't that Gary Crosby's son? Is it Gregory Gary's son?
That's
Don't
not
know.
him not mentioning it. That's Wikipedia.
Don't know the lineage, man.
Oh. I'm going to
That's the
double
copy
check.
paste.
I think it's Gary Crosby was his dad. And Gary Crosby is the one who started telling stories about Bing after he died, making him out to be an abuser. And it pissed my dad off. I remember my dad hated him over that shit. And I'm like, well, I mean, look, not every dad is perfect, Dad.
Ha! Yeah.
Dad go, what do you mean by that? Oh, I'm just saying, you know.
Just saying, bro. Just saying.
Let's see if I can find him, because they had a lot of fucking kids, by the way. That I'll tell you what, Bing Crosby laid a lot of pipe, had a lot of kids. And Gary was one of them, and I'm trying to find his children. He had one child. It doesn't say who it is. God damn it. So I'm just going to go to Gregory Crosby. We'll look it up. We'll reverse look it up. Wow. Okay. Not the same guy, I'm afraid.
It's not the same guy. Say it ain't so.
Speaking of writers, I just watched the show, the first 3 episodes of The Rooster last night before I went to bed. And I fucking laughed my ass off at that.
Was it good? I've heard good things about it.
I laughed my ass off.
Steve Carell, and who's the other big name actor that's in that?
John McGinley from Scrubs.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. I saw him on an interview.
I love that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not even going to give his parents' names. I suspect it's Gary Crosby, even though they're not showing it to us.
That's weird.
Because, like, Denise Crosby is also a relative from Star Trek. And his brother's or half-brother's name is Dennis Crosby. Who's an actor.
Sander knows her too, but not from Star Trek. He knows her from Playboy.
Ha!
Yeah, look at that.
Look, Sander, I'm just going to correct you on that. It's called a muff, not a tribble. How 70s of you.
The things you learn here.
Oh.
It just looks like a tribble sometimes.
It certainly bring trouble.
Yeah, sometimes you
they do bring trouble. Yeah.
And they make the little chirping noises. With the budget of
What?
40 million. Hacksaw Ridge.
What
No stopping. We're moving ahead. Hacksaw Ridge. No time for questions. Hacksaw Ridge became an international co-production with key players and firms located both in the United States, Australia, and Luxembourg. Luxembourg is like this little tiny fucking country. It's like sneeze on the train, you miss it.
Yeah. No, Luxembourg is not that tiny. You're talking about Liechtenstein. That's
it.
One.
Liechtenstein. That's it. The little tiny, the mouse that roared. Because in the story, the mouse that roared, it's loosely based on Liechtenstein.
Fürstentum Liechtenstein.
I know Denise Crosby. Yep. And life was tough, actually, serving one's country in the 40s. But it became worth the price of admission. The original Psycho is much more disturbing due to, I don't know what Perkins' relationship was with his real mom. I have no idea. You'll have to illuminate me sometime because I didn't know that. I know that he was closeted gay in Hollywood, and he had a fucking family, kids, you know, but he was quite gay. Did you know that he wrote his own psychological thriller?
No.
And what's unbelievable is who he wrote it with. The name of the movie is called The Last of Sheila. I fucking love that movie. It was directed and produced by Herbert Ross. And it was written by not only Anthony Perkins, but Stephen Sondheim. You know who he is, right?
Oh, yeah. Stephen Sondheim. He's a Broadway giant.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street musical. He's known for movies too. But he wrote the musical A Funny Thing Happened to Me on the Way to the Forum. Very good writer, mostly of musicals and shit like that. But the two of them wrote a fucking psycho thriller called The Last of Sheila. And it's a really good fucking movie. I like that movie. Scared the shit out of me as a kid. Why did I see movies like that? Because my dad and my eldest brother wanted to go out on dates and they would have to take me with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I saw R-rated fucking movies because of my dad and my brother all the time as a kid. Nobody wanted to get a babysitter. According to director Mel Gibson, Desmond T. Doss's son, Desmond Jr., attended the screening and was moved to tears by Andrew Garfield's accurate portrayal of his father. I like that. Kevin O'Connell, who won his first Academy Awards for sound mixing in this film, after 21 nominations, stated budget constraints forced him to use archival sounds of World War II era weapons. Well, I got to tell you something, man. Pretty fucking accurate sounds. People, you know, until you've been shot at, you know the difference between a supersonic and a subsonic bullet going by.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you what it sounds like. I'll tell you right now. Look, Pope will know. I'm going to say it, and you tell me. Sizzle.
Yep.
Subsonic. If you hear a pop or a snap, that's the supersonic round.
It's not only supersonic, that means it's within 6 feet of you.
Yeah, that's the most nerve-wracking part of it.
It's like, if you heard it, it's close.
I remember the first time machine gun fire went over my head. Somebody says, well, how far away is that? I said, it's about 10 feet. I said, you can stand up, you won't get hit. I said, but that's close enough. It should make you fucking nervous.
Yeah. It's like, that's not
gauge how far it is from you by listening. Also, earth strikes and concrete strikes have very distinct sounds. And when you hear them, move.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just heard something that.
If you're hearing that over the sounds of battle, it means it was close enough to you that that's aimed fire. They know where you are.
They know where you're at. because the automatic weapons of World War II sounded very drastic in a different capacity than today. I'll tell you the best sounding fucking weapon from World War II. And they show one of them is the Thompson and the grease gun, because they fire subsonic 45 caliber, fully automatic. And it has a crazy fucking sound. And the only film to actually get it completely right, other than a good war film, is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty distinctive gunfire in that one.
Do you know why?
Don't know
because
why.
Steven Spielberg recorded some of the gunfire live. And the scene where they're in the bar and you hear that one volley go off, that's him with a fucking 45 Thompson jammed into his hip, firing it behind the camera and sound system.
Wow.
And they liked it. He liked it so much they had the sound guys work on it, and that became the sound he used.
So, I will correct you on one thing, though. The best sounding weapon of World War II is still the best sounding weapon in the inventory, the M2. The Browning 50.
I don't know. I prefer the 30 over the 50, but it is a fucking awesome weapon. It just, I guess that's just a personal thing for me.
It's just a big authoritative boom behind it, and that slow rate of fire. That like, there's no mistaking that thing. Like when you hear a 50 going off, understand immediately what that is.
For me, the M1919 is the I just couldn't the sound of that fucking 30. It's so choppy. And the other thing that makes the 50 and the 30 sound so good isn't just the sound of the round. It's the mechanics of the fucking thing, because you hear it each time you fire a round and it jacks the next round in off the belt. I love that sound. People, wonder why if the saw is a 223, why is the saw louder than an M16 or the M4? And I said, well, that's because it's got an open chamber. And you're hearing not only the sound of the round going off pure, you're also hearing the sound of that fucking hard metal equipment moving.
Yeah.
And so that's why in the movie Black Hawk Down, he yells at him, stop firing that thing close to my head. I'm going deaf. And then he goes deaf because he kept firing it next to his head.
I mean, to be fair, any kind of open bolt weapon you're firing that close to somebody's ear, they're going to go deaf in a couple of rounds.
Yeah. Apparently, he admitted to friends he was at one time. Yeah. But apparently, it was an open secret in Hollywood. Yeah, it's like he was one of those guys. Because I brought it up, like one of those open secrets was Jim Nabors, and that he and Rock Hudson had a relationship for a while, like romantic relationship. Because look, he was gay, Gomer Pyle was, but he was a Southern boy, and he was into relationships, which is really gay, but not gay at the same time. Because, like being gay, the big thing about being gay was being frivolous and, banging whoever, whenever. That was like the best thing known about the gay community, which is, of course, why it was so quickly passed along when HIV happened. And it became an epidemic because of the way they do that. But people think that every gay man's like that. It's not true. A lot of men like relationships, prefer to be within monogamous relationships. It's the way they're wired. A friend, he was gay. Do you think Rock Hudson knew he was gay? Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. I know nothing.
And Maximilian Schell is good as the malevolent commander, retiring in the 60s, and John Voight's character wastes no time in tracking him. No, you're talking about the Odessa File. Did I miss something? Yeah, there it is. I fucking love the Odessa File. I brought this up to Anima that we need to watch that movie. I love the book and I love the movie. I think the best, scariest fucking movie about Yahtzees and psychopathy in Yahtzees. And Maximilian Schell is in that one as well as Night of the Generals. Anybody see that fucking movie?
What's the name?
Anybody?
Again?
Night of the Generals.
No.
Great cast. Again, as I recall, Maximilian Schell plays no, it's not Schell. It's the Middle Eastern actor that was in Lawrence of Arabia.
Omar Sharif?
Yeah,
No,
he plays the local. I'm not sure. I think it's Austrian investigator who is not a Yahtzee, and his job is to investigate a murder. And he eventually proves that it's this one general who's a psychopath, Peter O'Toole's character. And he confronts him at a big powwow meeting, and he ends up self-deleting so that his career isn't ruined. The best sound gets exactly. Raiders of the Lost Ark got the whole thing right and updated the sound clip from World War II. That movie, thanks to Ben Burt, changed the sounds of guns in movies forever. Because Raiders of the Lost Ark gave us real gun sound effects.
Yeah, and a lot of directors started doing that. I think I told you the story about my stepson, who's a Iraq War veteran, having to leave that Michael Mann movie where Johnny Depp is playing.
Oh
no,
Dillinger.
No. Yeah, where he's playing Dillinger and what is the name of that?
Public Enemy #1.
Public Enemies. That's the name of it.
Public Enemy. Yeah.
And he had to step out because of the Tommy gun fire in it. He was like, damn, Joe, that's too realistic. Jesus Christ. He was tripping because of it, man. You know? Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. You watch movies before that one, and you get a lot of prototypical stuff that you saw in all those war movies, you know? But after that, yeah, they were looking for real sounds of gunfire. They really were. Ugh.
Spielberg pushed the envelope for Lucas. And there you go. Perry Mason Ironside, what you're talking about there is a lot of people didn't know that he was gay. And I always, I admired the way he lived his life, but at the same time, I was always bothered by the fact that he lied about his military service, that he was absolutely a skull and valor guy.
Bummer.
And you've got a couple of guys like that in Hollywood. Him and sadly Brian Dennehy, who did serve, but he did not serve in combat, and he lied and said that he served in Vietnam when he didn't.
Hate it when those guys make that mistake. They're trying to get clout, and it's just no. That's not the way to do it, man. You're dishonoring people that lay down their lives and stuff. No, you can't do that.
Oh, he did. He had the same partner from the 50s until his death, as far as Raymond Burr goes. He was a monogamist. And I get that Bridge Over the River Kwai is falsely depicted due to the British not being there instead of the French. I understand that. No, I have a big beef with that fucking movie because he could have fixed that. Because that was in Pierre Buell's original book, that he lied and made it English collaborators when it was French. And Lean could have fixed it, and he chose not to. And he helped proliferate or propagate a lie. And that caused a lot of actual POWs to walk out on that movie when they were invited in groups to go see the movie, and they got angry about that shit. But But hey, you know, the trains were on time. Sander. I mean, they fixed that. The fascists and stuff. Yeah, they got trains on time. With the fear of being shot, you'll see people learning to be on time. But from an entertaining viewpoint, I still love the movie for at least amping the visual tour of the Pierreville book. And the ironic part is he was a prisoner of war. And he fucking lied. Absolutely easy to find out. So we are caught up. What's going on? It's been on the screen for there. Fuck, man. Slow slideshow. I love it. There he is. He's firing that grease gun, man. That is Don's favorite weapon. Don Ecker.
I can see why. I mean, you made a functional 45 submachine gun for like $5.
Exactly. Well, 20.
And you could
his
stamp
favorite
them out
handgun
by the thousands.
is a 1911 45 Colt, and his favorite combat weapon was the grease gun. And the thing you know, when you're firing a subsonic weapon like a 45, it's the weapon, the round that was designed to actually knock people backward, spin them.
Yep, they're gonna feel it. That's for sure.
There's a reason I own a 1911, 1953 government issue.
Excellent weapon. David Lean could have fixed the accuracy of the prisoners, and that's the thing that pisses me off about him. I lost a lot of respect for David Lean over that movie, and I'll never do the movie here. I will never talk about that movie because it fucking makes me angry that they did that. Oh my God, the stress of when they order the ships to stop firing, and their cover of smoke leaves because of it. And he's out in the fucking open trying to save lives. Oh my God, that got to me.
Sorry, I'm in and out, guys. The old Brownlee was getting a hold of me about Mom. So
how's she doing?
She's doing good, man. She's doing good. It looks like April 2nd she'll be able to get out. And
nice.
She's starting partial weight bearing this week. In other words, you know, she's been on toe weight bearing ever since she got there, and now since she went to see Dr. Morgan, the guy that did the actual surgery on her. And my gosh, Gary, I did not know what was involved. I looked at her x-ray. She's got a metal rod all the way through her femur from the knee all the way to the top of it. I was like, wow, I don't know how they do that. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But
it's
anyway,
pretty brutal, actually.
She's doing pretty, yeah. There's a reason why she's having to rehab it, man. My wife told me, you don't want to know how they bent her during that. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But anyway, yeah, she's doing well, man. She's making progress, and she's going to be back home soon. Yep.
Yeah, this guy's death is the hardest one to take in the film because he learned to respect Dawson, and they become friendly and chummy with each other in the trenches. You know, and well, they're not even trenches; they're fucking
mortar hole.
They're artillery round, you know, craters, and they're just talking, and then he fucking dies. And I'm like, oh man.
And that guy was like Captain America, man. There.
Yeah, that's the part of the movie where I had to look away a lot.
Yeah, some of the combat scenes in this movie are rough, like Saving Private Ryan rough.
Yeah,
they
Gary
are.
showed me the opening
No
scene
doubt.
from Saving Private Ryan at like 3 a.m. for me, and that broke me and ruined the night.
Let
Yeah,
me tell
well,
you, man.
Ruined
That
it, Ryan.
The
Yeah.
sad thing is I almost accidentally showed her the wrong movie. I almost
Oh.
showed her the parody film Saving
Aye.
Ryan's Privates.
That's great. Yeah, Anima. They say that when Spielberg showed that to the Hollywood execs, some of them were vets, and they actually invited some veterans to watch that when they were first screening the movie before it was released, and a lot of them walked out because it was so realistic. They couldn't watch it.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So,
Well, I got stressed out, and I went outside at one point. It took me 2 sittings to get through the D-Day invasion,
yeah,
and it's so fucking hardcore. And when I went outside, there were like all these fucking vets, not just like old vets, there were young vets in there, like outside smoking.
Yeah.
They
trying to
couldn't
relax.
handle it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, James. How did you get those? Faster, stronger,
That's right.
crankier.
You go, James.
I find it funny
Oh.
that a lot of my friends have to travel. If they go through an airport, they have to have a card with them from the VA because they still have a bunch of shrapnel in them. So if they go through the metal detectors, it'll set it off.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Tim.
Because if
Hi, Tim.
shrapnel is that deep in you, they'll do more damage trying to get it out than just leaving it in there. So they just leave it.
People who like the movie Fury should not watch the movie with me talking. Because I will ruin the movie for you. You think, oh, that must be what it was like. No, it is not. No, it is not. First of all, tracers are pretty much one color.
Hello.
They're no bright green,
No.
no bright red. They're mostly yellow to yellowish orange. The sulfur burns a certain color.
Actually,
And,
well, that's a later affectation, like during Vietnam. But our tracers are red now, and Warsaw Pact were green.
Okay, live fire. Did any of you guys go?
No.
No,
I'm too busy keeping my head down because I saw those tracers.
No,
going
live
over my
fire
head.
training. The first time you get to go out live fire training, where you're shooting outward, it's like, oh my god, the fucking laser effect was so fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That we were
It
all
is
going pew pew
pretty
pew
neat
pew
when
pew
you see it.
pew, 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 making laser sounds.
it's like just because we're infantry Marines doesn't mean we're not also for.
Look, man, I knew a lot of fucking nerds. That's why I created Dangerous Nerds.
Military
Because
nerds, yeah.
there were a lot of fucking nerds in the military, man.
Hell, I
And-
remember sitting on our packs for a couple hours because we were waiting for the trucks to show up to take us back to the main side, and we sat there and had like a 2-hour debate on Star Trek.
There were a lot of guys that I served with that were kids in the 70s. Well, I was too. And so when Sergeant what's his name? Linville came in, it was Parker. Sergeant Parker came in, and he stopped and looked at us because we all had our hoodies from the pro mask. Okay, we put our hoodies on, and we're walking around with our poncho liners on inside the barracks at each other like zombies, making this sound, this hissing sound. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? And I lifted mine up and I said, we're playing Slee Stacks, Drill Sergeant.
What?
You've told that story before. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Dude.
The look on his face. And the funniest part was, you know what Slee Stacks are, but nobody said it. But we knew.
Mhm.
Right.
Knew.
But he knows.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows.
Mhm.
He goes, you're fucking retarded.
What show was that? Land of the
playing
Lost?
tag.
Land of the Lost, yes.
It was a form of tag, and you had to play keep away. And there were, you know, the normies were running around trying to keep from being tagged and ganged up on by the sleeve stacks. And it was a fun fucking game we played in the barracks one time. It was fun. This scene's intense.
Yeah.
Because he's running for his fucking life, ends up down in their fucking tunnel system.
And if you know anything about the Pacific Theater, if you end up in a tunnel system as an American, there's something down there and it's not friendly.
No,
yeah,
it's not.
And by the way, Pope, have you seen the movie Fury?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to say something and you're going to end up concurring with me. As a tank commander, if one of your men threatens to RAPE a woman in front of you as the tank commander, I, as a tank commander, would have put a bullet in his head. If I could not get him to change his mind, I would have shot him right on the spot.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're basically catching one of your guys in commission of a war crime.
He's telling you he's going to commit a war crime.
Do it.
And so that scene when Frank Castle, Punisher, I forget the guy's name, Barenthal, tells Brad Pitt that he's going to take that girl and her mother in the other room and RAPE them. And he knows he can't talk him out of it. I hated that scene because in real life, he would have smoked him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Absolutely.
wouldn't have, that character would have died right there in that open, blown out building, right there in real life.
And that's not one of those, you'd have to make up an excuse of why he's dead. You tell it like it is, and every commander ever would have been like, nope, fully justified, right?
You were right. And because Anima asked me about that, I said, first of all, unless he was a shitty tank commander, all of his men would have said, yeah, that's what he said. That's what happened. You know, if you're a crappy officer, they might lie. But anyway, I tried to like that movie. I really did.
I like
but
a lot
it
of
borrowed too much from reality and put too much fantasy in it for me. And because those are real guys. The Fury was a real tank. There were 3 of them. Same team. Same group. They went through 3 tanks. 2 of them Shermans. The last one was the
Sherman
the upgrade. No, it's the upgrade. It was called Pershing. I think the Pershing.
No, the third one was also a Sherman. It just had the 76 millimeter gun. Because the Pershings only ever made it to the war at the very, very end. And only very rarely saw combat.
All I know is we actually have footage of that tank in combat.
Yep.
Taking on German panzers. And we get to see him kill at least 2 of the guys in that tank because the German crew hesitated because the German commander, thought that might be his friend because he had just gone around the building and thought he was coming back. And that hesitation, which you see on camera, he didn't fire when he should have. And that single split second allowed the Fury tank crew to fire and kill the commander and I think kill the gunner. And the rest of the crew got out.
Yeah.
On camera, you can see him escape. It's one of the few moments of World War II where a decisive moment in combat was caught on camera.
Yeah, there's some interesting footage from very late in the war. Because, I mean, we did have cameras over there at that point.
Double tap in the hide. Quite insulting to our heroes, really. Yeah, nobody wants to get shot in the ass. Nobody.
Right.
You know, he's not around anymore, but Lee Marvin, James Doohan. Nobody wants to get shot that way. Don Ecker.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie makes it look like it took place over like a day or 2. No, it was an 11-day battle here. And
Just for this
now,
one
even
clip.
though the dramatic ending to this is again Hollywood, it's Mel Gibson giving us a little Hollywood. Really, he was living a life of horror in that last 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
And they did not go to the cliff edge shooting down at him on the net. And by the way, they don't give him credit because he was one of the guys that came up with the idea to use that mesh to climb the mountain for soldiers to climb up that cliff. Because he just thought about it. The ships, we use them on the ships to climb down. And also that is what led to the axiom, don't shake. Was it what's the turn of phrase about not shaking the net or shaking the rope?
Don't know.
It came from World War II.
I just went to shake.
The funny part is it took the Army that long to come up with it. I guarantee the Marines would have thought of that first thing because that's what we do. Is shit like that.
Improvise, overcome, adapt.
It's like, what do we have? Well, we got this big cargo net. Yep, that'll work. Let's do it. The last thing you want to do on a battlefield, make the Americans get creative.
Oof, you'd be in trouble then.
We're gonna come up with something that's gonna be the last thing you expected.
Yep. What's that, Gary?
Nothing.
Can't find it. It's not shake a tail feather, that's for sure.
I mean, the one I'm thinking of is "Don't Rock the Boat," but that doesn't really fit.
No,
but it's a great song.
Yeah.
Don't rock the boat, baby. Back when disco still sounded good, and then they got stupid with it.
Rock the boat. Good stuff.
Yeah, there is a saying, and it's not in here for some reason. I'm going to go to Google.
Oh man, he's a dog with a bone. He's going to find it. Damn it!
No, because it is real. It's a real saying.
No, I know.
Well, you guys are no fucking help, so someone's got
to do it. Fucking help because we don't know what it is. Be calling us out. You can't think of it.
Yeah, but at least I know about it.
How would I be able to help you with a saying that is not in my?
Because I actually said it to you a few weeks back. It was mentioned in a documentary that you and I watched together.
Which one was it? See, that'll help.
Dude, we watch stuff all the time. It kind of blends together.
Right? Never gonna remember that. Yeah. Oh, me. How did you survive this stuff? This is ridiculous, man.
Well, that's the crazy part. They toned down the story from the real one because no one would believe anyone survived it.
Well, firstly that, and then after he got wounded after kicking that grenade, he refused to stretcher and waited 5 hours for the next one. And during that time, he got shot in the arm by the sniper. And they just had to keep that out because it would have been so unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is one that has been carried down through generations in the military. The saying is called "Don't shake the net, boy," and that's it. And what it is if you panic on those nets when you're climbing down, you can get guys killed because that's a hell of a tumble.
Yeah.
And
well, not only that,
other men's lives at risk.
When you're climbing down into the Higgins boats, it's just kind of bumping up against the side of the LST or whatever ship you're on. So if guys go in the water, you might be between the Higgins boat and the ship, so you're dead at that point.
That's a nasty death too.
Yeah, no, that's not a fun way to go. So it's basically keep calm on the net, don't freaking rock it. Just get down and do what you're doing.
And by the way, just so you guys know, like an LST is a specific kind of ship that's designed for doing landings. Like the old Higgins boat was a smaller version, but later on they had larger boats that the front end would open.
Yeah, those are designed specifically for landing armor on the beach, whereas the Higgins boats and Amtraks were more for landing
personnel
troops. And the LSTs can go right up to the beach, but they're pretty big and easy targets, so they tend not to bring them in until the beach is already secure.
And that led to problems because all the most of the Sherman tanks ended up at the bottom of the channel.
Yeah,
because they weren't close enough.
The duplex drive Shermans were a good idea, but not in the Atlantic. It's just too rough, and most of them just got swamped. Plus, on certain beaches, they had to launch them from too far out. So, like, these things were not meant to, be a functioning sea craft. They were meant to very briefly float from an LST to the beach. And they had to launch way too far out, and unfortunately, most of the crews ended up drowning. Because, well, you're trying to make a tank float with a canvas skirt.
By the way, the famous footage that we were talking about a little ago was the tank duel of Cologne that took place on March 6th of 45.
Yeah.
And if you guys look it up, it is an incredible battle to watch, like unfold on camera.
One of the only pieces of footage we ever have of an M26 in combat, because they were barely in theater by the end of the war. And the funny part was, usually when you deploy a new tank or something like that, you have all sorts of other equipment that goes with it, like temporary bridges and stuff like that are meant to hold that weight. And we didn't have the bridges for the Pershing yet. And the Sherman's only 35 tons. The M26 is 46 tons. So a lot of the temporary bridges and stuff, the Pershings couldn't use because they just straight up couldn't get over it. And like there was a lot of cases where the Pershings couldn't get to the front in time because they'd look at the pontoon bridges or whatever that we were putting over rivers in Germany and just kind of take one look at it and go, nope, I ain't getting over that.
Yeah.
Which was a shame because it was a good tank for 1945, and that 90 millimeter gun would have come in handy.
Heck yeah. By the way, there is another person who was a conscientious objector that a lot of people didn't even know still served in the Army and was given several awards for valor. Is the actor, oh crap, what's his name? Lou Ayres.
Okay.
Lou Ayres. And he was in the movie All Quiet on the Western Front, the 1930 version. And what was known publicly was that he had himself listed as a conscientious objector. But that was all that got released. And so it ruined his career for a long time, that he got kind of blacklisted. Yeah, this is the one visual effect in the film that I didn't like.
Yeah.
It never felt like it was really outside. It really felt like it was green screened in.
Right.
I didn't like that. Mm-hmm. But All Quiet on the Western Front star Lou Ayres, when World War II broke out, was listed publicly as a conscientious objector. What people didn't know is this conscientious objector served with distinction as a combat medic in World War II. And it wasn't learned until much later. And he got his career back, but he missed like a decade of fucking acting because they just, oh, he's a coward.
Yeah.
And being a conscientious objector isn't cowardice. It's having a certain attitude, which I had. I was a conscientious objector, but I became a medic specifically. But what
for
they
that
didn't
reason,
understand
right?
is what my first sergeant didn't understand was I have no qualms shooting somebody. I really don't. I'm just not going to be ordered to do it. That's where I draw the line. And once he understood that, he goes, "We're gonna get along. We're gonna get along."
It's like, what's that line from Firefly? It's like, hell, I'll kill a man in a fair fight, or if I think he's going to start a fair fight, or if I'm getting paid.
Well, I've always said, like the best defense is a quick and effective offense.
Yep.
I don't wait for someone to throw the first punch. Who does that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't wait for them to draw first. Fuck that. Once I know the fight's happening, I'm going. That's it.
Yeah, right. We're not in a ring. It's not a competition we're doing here. It's mano a mano. I want to be standing when it's over with.
I don't want to die.
Yeah.
And I told my sergeant, I said, if a guy brings a fist fight, I'll meet him fist to fist. If a guy brings a knife, I'm going to shoot them. And then I'm going to sleep later, the sleep of the righteous. I have no problem with that. I will shoot you right in your fucking face and then sleep like a baby later. I'm not a pacifist. I'm not a pacifist. Stop saying that. I'm not. Mm-hmm. I will fucking kill a man. Mm-hmm. I just don't want to have to do it.
I'll kill him, motherfucker.
I won't be told to do it.
You have to say it like Tommy Wiseau. I'm not a pacifist. I am not.
Yeah. I get the joke. I don't think anybody else got that one.
I did not.
Oh, hi, Dave. With the exception of Vince Vaughn, the rest of the major actors and supporting cast were born or raised in England or Australia. Look, Mel Gibson has his preferences, man.
Yep. I was going to say earlier when you were talking about Dale Dye, I'm sure he's got, just like Clint Eastwood, he's got his crew of people that he uses on every movie, Yeah.
Nope. Not true. He's a different military advisor for the other film. And my problem with that film is, and I get why they did it, but it felt more like a Western than it did a war film. But that's because they were trying to echo Custer's Last Stand. Big difference. We belonged in that valley, the Idrang Valley. Custer fucked up. And he got his men killed. There's a big difference there. Pure arrogance got him and his men killed.
Yeah, he was a
hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark. I don't want to tell you how dedicated to that character that Martin is, but he is still looking for a friend named Mark in Mexico. He can't find one. Yeah. Mark is just not a common name in south of the border.
No.
Victoria Cross highest award in British Army. You want to do something different with the material? What's it? Wait a minute. Like Hal B. Willis, he was the Bruce of his time. It's Wallace, but I think that's funny. Let's see. Bill Millen was the D-Day bagpiper. Only survived because Germans thought he was insane. Here we go. Hal B. Wallace had previously tried to buy the story from Desmond T. Doss in the 1950s and hoped that Audie Murphy would star. Doss didn't want his story turned into a typical Hollywood movie. Yeah, because a lot of people who had read the book To Hell and Back did not like the movie. Even though Audie was in it, Audie had problems with it too. But he got paid a lot of money to be in his own biopic. But there's a lot of false fictional bullshit in that movie that bothered him. Why do you keep saying Willis? Dude, you spelled it right up here. So I know you know how to fucking spell the name. W. Bruce Willis? W. And he produced my favorite movie directed by Michael Kurtz, which was The Adventures of Robin Hood. That is the best of the films, really, when it comes to Robin Hood. It is Merry Men. It was high adventure, and it's a fun movie. I like the music from it, and I thought Errol Flynn was a perfect Robin Hood, but the outfits, fucking crazy. Like nobody dressed like that. It was close, but no cigar. What is this? Now I did see the newer film, the German film, All Quiet on the Western Front.
That
And
was
I
well
thought,
done.
look, I thought it was a very well done film. I thought it was a very realistic war film, but changing the ending the way he did, even though it works, I think it's always important to respect the source material
Well,
because
that
it was written that way for a reason.
yeah, I mean, like that was the whole purpose of Paul's character, is to show you the character development from a young kid scared, to the grizzled veteran who's been there for multiple years and still makes one mistake and it kills him.
Yeah,
He
the
forgot
irony.
He forgot where he was for 1 second, and that's what kills him.
A moment's lapse of reason,
Yep.
which is not just a great song, but it is the true statement about
Or as the great YouTuber The Mighty Jingles would say, a sudden and fatal rush of shit to the brain.
Yep. Errol Flynn was great. Now talk about Errol Flynn. Of course, his son Sean Flynn, famous war journalist, is one of two people, because he and his buddy decided that they were going to go into Cambodia on motorcycles and cover the war, and then was never seen again. Well, no shit. The Khmer Rouge fucking murdered the shit out of him, left him in some unmarked grave or something along the side of a road. Their bodies become part of the fucking ecosystem. And the Khmer Rouge, fucking, like, what were they thinking? If you ever read the book Dispatches by Michael Hare, it is one of the greatest books about war. And what's sad is, in real life, Michael Hare got busted in that book for having dramatized some shit that didn't actually happen. And but it didn't stop that book from being published again, which I'm glad, because I still have my copy right back there in a box. I've had that since I was a little kid. The cover is worn, like the spine is almost gone on that book. My dad and I have read it so many times, and I consider it. Michael Hare is really one of the greatest narrators, the writer of narration I've probably ever seen. And he is, of course, the guy that Francis Ford Coppola turned to for edits on narration for the third act of the movie Apocalypse Now. And then he would return to him later, right before Michael Hare's death, and he got him to write the narration for the film with Matt Damon and the lawyer film, Southern Lawyer film, where he's fighting a case against an insurance company for not taking care of a patient and getting him the treatment that he needed, rejecting him, even though he was a prime case for this fucking thing. And Rainmaker.
Yeah, okay.
Great fucking movie. Made great by that incredible fucking narration that Matt Damon is the narrator. And by the way, go watch that movie. And once I put this in your head, you cannot ever forget it. It's stuck in your head forever. That when you watch that movie, all Matt Damon was doing an impersonation of Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
That's all he admitted it.
What is with everybody impersonating Matthew McConaughey, man? I just watched Fall Guy with the clients this weekend, and
he did it as an entire character.
Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson, when he's acting in the movie scenes, when he's doing the acting, he's doing the worst Matthew McConaughey in the world.
That's a fun movie, though.
Oh, it's great. I
Which
love
movie?
I
Which
love
movie?
Fall
Which
Guy. I
movie?
went looking for a physical copy of it at Walmart the other day. They
Oh,
didn't have
Fall
one, but
Guy?
Fall
Yeah.
Guy, yeah.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, watch it. You'll love it. It's fantastic. It you know, it suffered at the box office. I don't know if it was the timing it was put out or what, but man, what a great movie. It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's loosely and very loosely based on the Lee Majors series, and he's got a cameo at the end of the movie and during the credits. And but man, what a great flick. You need to check it out, Gary. You'd enjoy that. For sure.
No, I haven't. I just haven't had a chance to watch it.
Yeah, it's great.
That's rare. But
I've
seen a
yeah,
movie
Aaron
and Gary
Tatum
hasn't.
Johnson, when he's acting in the movie, when there's, you know, it's about making a movie, and he's the asshole big action star that you know Ryan Gosling's character is the stunt double for, right? And every time he's acting, he does the worst. Matthew McConaughey, there he is. He's talking with that crazy ass accent of his and stuff. It's hilarious, man. It really
Well,
is.
Matt Damon is friends with McConaughey and
Yeah.
is known to actually do a really good impression of him. But you have a whole movie of him doing it in The Rainmaker, and nobody fucking noticed it. And it's like, how can you not notice he's basically doing Matthew McConaughey? Prince of the Pauper 1977 is my preferred version, but I do like that one too. The
I will say my favorite Matt Damon cameo of all time has to be Team America.
Oh yeah,
America.
Oh, yeah.
Look, yeah.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
And again, like I love the fact that him, Trey, and Matt are really good friends. And when they made the puppet of him, they were like, "This looks so much like a caveman." They're like, "Matt, we got to run with this." And Matt Damon agreed to voice the puppet.
When he came out of the mold, they said his face looked all fucked up and kind of retarded, like he had Down syndrome or something. And so naturally, that's the voice. And what would have been great, Matt Damon would have gladly voiced it and probably done it that way just for them. And I would have enjoyed that. That'd have been even funnier. And what's funny is he really did do it. And I have a recording of that when he did it, where he did the Matt Damon himself for real.
That's crazy.
He says, I didn't quite understand it, he said in the interview, but he said, I thought it was funny.
That's what I've always liked about him and Ben Affleck. They are not afraid to make fun of themselves.
No, not at all.
Not at all. The Gentleman is actually one of my favorite Matthew McConaughey films. I like that movie a lot.
Have not seen it yet. That's a what's
because
the
I want
English
to watch
director,
the
right?
series again with Anima, and I want her to see the movie first because the movie is not connected to the series. It's like in the same universe kind of thing, but they're not related. And the series is really good too. Disney made their own version of Prince and the Pauper in 1990, and it was animated. The best Prince and Pauper for me, though, is the 1977 version with Oliver Reed, and it's a very, very good movie. It's called Crossed Swords in some places,
Really?
but it's the same movie. Prince and the Pauper or Crossed Swords. Swords. You got to put that W in there, apparently.
Got to put W in there for correct pronunciation.
I have a friend that actually says it that way. He actually says sword. And he wrote a punk song called I saw Werewolf something with a sword is the name of the song. It's like, I got to go find it. I'll play it for you, Adam, and you can hear what I'm talking about. He over enunciates the woof. It's sword. It's sword. It's just sword. Just say sword.
Just say sword.
It's weird to say sword.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like you've got a lisp. Let's see. I like that one, but they're a true story of Earl Flint. His pecker was also rotting off as he got older. True story. Just started watching the TV series. Gentleman by Guy Ritchie is okay, perhaps 76% at best. I would go higher than that. I like the film. I like the film because he went back to doing crime, thriller, comedy. I like it when he adds comedy to it. It's a lot of fun. That's why Snatch is one of my favorite films.
Snatch that's got to be my favorite Guy Ritchie movie, man.
Fucking Brad Pitt is the pikey, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Every time people say he can't act, I say watch Snatch and 12
Snatch
Monkeys.
or 12 Monkeys. Yeah.
That's it. Tell me that guy can't act.
He earned his keep in both those movies. I'm telling you right now.
And I don't think it's Guy Ritchie, but what's the one with Russell Crowe that it's like set in the 70s? Like, was it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Good Guys.
The
Good
Guys.
Guys.
That's,
That's him and Ryan Gosling, man. Yeah.
yeah, that movie.
Yeah, it's Ryan Gosling, and it's written and directed by
That's not Guy Ritchie. That's somebody else.
no,
yeah.
it's the American.
Hang on. I'll look it up.
He was in Predator, the first Predator, and he did
Black?
the movie
That his
The
last
Predator. Yeah, Shane Black.
Shane Black. Okay.
Like, that movie's freaking hysterical, though.
Also, if you want another good movie by him from the 2000s, it's called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with RDJ and Val Kilmer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
He's like, he says, that's Val Kilmer goes, but if you're going to do that, we got to start talking about some money. And he goes, wait, what? A talking monkey? Yeah, a talking monkey. He's from the future. Came back in time. Only says ficus. And I love that movie. I really do. He goes, I want you to picture a bullet in your head. And he goes, wait, what? And RDG goes, I think what he means is he doesn't understand if you mean for him to picture you shooting him in the head or to picture a bullet in his head, thinking about a bullet.
Right.
And, and I'm just like, how is this fucking dialogue? It's so fucking great, man. It's so fucking great.
Real
the dialogue
quick for
in that
the
movie.
chat, if you're looking the movie up, it's not called The Good Guys. It's called The Nice Guys.
The Nice
The
Guys.
Nice Guys.
With Russell
Yeah, I
Crowe
fucking like
and
that movie.
Ryan Gosling.
But on Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is the name of the film, one of the other great lines in that film is he says, if you look up the word idiot in the dictionary, because I know, there'd be a picture of me by it. No, it would have the definition of the word idiot, you idiot.
That's awesome. Oh,
I
God.
fucking laughed so hard when he delivered that line. I'm like, holy shit, that was fucking funny. Val Kilmer, it was really one of his last great roles, was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, man. Fucking hate we lost him. Fucking
dude, Val
Christian
Kilmer was
Scientist, man.
one of a kind. He really was. Yep. Dig the guy.
By the way, I began reading about Travolta's son, and I thought it was a tragedy, but I'm like, oh my God, he wasn't giving him medication for seizures because Scientology doesn't believe in the treatment of what they see as psychological or mental maladies. They don't believe in
that's
medication
insane.
for that. And I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? This is a physical malady. It's not fucking psychological. Are you
Right.
fucking kidding me? It's a seizure. Yeah, it has to do with your brain, but it's a physical fucking problem. Oh man, when I learned that Travolta withheld that medication from him, I'm like, yeah, I hate saying this, but
Look,
you killed your kid.
I'm convinced that guy made a deal with the devil. That's just all there is to it. Because everybody
Travolta?
around him is dead. Everybody in his family is dead. It's really strange.
What, Joey Travolta's dead?
No. I meant his immediate family. Kelly Preston, his son, just weird.
All just to be with his fellow pilot lover?
Right?
Joey's still alive. I just checked.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that he's John's brother, which is funny because he was on a TV show called Movie Stars back in '99 with Frank Stallone. So you had the lesser brothers of movie stars in a movie together or a show together.
Wow.
So, wait a minute. I like the definition of the word idiot joke, by the way. Oh, it's fucking great, dude. Watch that movie, Gambit. If you've never seen it, Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang. is a hoot.
Yeah.
I didn't like the House of Gucci. No, I gave up on Ridley Scott. I really did. As a director, you just don't bother. I'm not going to watch anything else he made. House of Gucci, didn't see it. I didn't see the other one he did where he reshot everything with Christopher Plummer and took out Kevin Spacey. I didn't want to see that movie. I don't think he can, like, I never really thought he was a great director to begin with. He was a great idea man. He was an amazing cinematographer, is what he was. And he made some of the most stunning films.
So he's Zack Snyder.
Look at. Yeah. Except for not, because I think Ridley Scott's like was good at one point.
Yeah, he's had some good stuff. Yes, absolutely.
Zack Snyder is good at making other people's stuff.
Yes, he is.
And that's all he's good at. And I like 300. I like Sucker Punch.
I do too.
I liked Watchmen.
A lot of people don't ever talk about that movie. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Once I understood what the film was about, I understood that this is an escape story, a mental escape film where she's creating this world to escape reality. I was like, I get it. I get it.
I don't care what happened in the fantasy sequence. They are okay. It's the stupid shit that happens in the real world sequence that I don't like.
Okay, that's just it. You just don't like it. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to add more. Dumb Like a Dumbass performance by Jared Leto. Oh, Jared Leto can't fucking act. Like, he got an Oscar. I'm like, really?
What?
No, he didn't get the Oscar. That character got the Oscar.
Yeah, that
dude. Oscar was only because of what that character was.
Whoa. He did a good job with that character. That movie was good, and that character was good.
I think there's some better fucking roles that year for supporting. That should have got it, not that one. Matthew McConaughey deserved it. I mean, Jesus Christ. In the middle of fucking shooting that movie, he shows up for the Wolf of Wall Street. So that's why he's so fucking thin in his scene with the cat.
Knew that was a byproduct.
That improv scene with him doing the chest thumping thing. Oh, fuck, you should have got a supporting actor for that.
Yeah.
My God, it was like one of the best moments in the movie because I don't like The Wolf of Wall Street. Ridley was and still a great director of photography. I agree. He's a great director of photography when he made something good out of his vision. Look, this is the only thing that works for Ridley Scott. As long as he doesn't fuck with the script. The minute he fucks with the script, it's over. And he has a tendency of fucking with the script because he thinks his ideas are better than having a solid story.
You shouldn't fuck with the script. The idea of the paper cuts alone. Ooh. Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you.
I didn't do it.
Although I really wanted you just to punch yourself in the face for that. And you're right, he doesn't understand irony at all. No, he has no understanding of irony. He doesn't understand the importance of creating a story. He doesn't understand irony. He doesn't understand character arc. He doesn't understand story structure. That's why his best work has always been with scripts that he didn't fuck up. Blade Runner is the exception because despite that movie really not being a very good story at all, it's one of the most stunning films I've ever watched in my life. And that is why it's number one on my list for greatest films of all time. And it is listed by both the British and American Film Institutes as the most influential film of the 20th century. And it is. And that's based off of, math, like how many films were influenced by that movie. And it had more of an impact on other filmmakers than any other film of the 20th century.
Not just films. I mean, look at Cyberpunk. That's everything in that game is straight out of Blade Runner. You know what I mean?
Even music. Iron Maiden's Somewhere in Time album is basically heavily based on Blade Runner, to the point where on the back cover they're posing in the spinner.
Wow.
And when they did the live tour for that album, they walked out to the theme from Blade Runner.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm looking at what Anima said here.
Well, Tim asked me earlier.
Yeah.
Because he's in France right now, and they really like their beef bleu. That's almost rare.
That is the way to go.
Yeah. I'm fine with it myself. I eat when I eat beef, I like it rare. But I will tell you, in all the restaurants I've ever been in my life, sure a lot, what I find interesting about like the fancier restaurants I've eaten at, they don't say cooked, they say prepared, which is weird. And they don't say cooked, they say prepared when it comes to like meats. And I'm like, that's really weird, because in America we say cooked. I like to have my steak cooked medium rare. And there's a film, help me out here, guys. It's got I think it's Kiefer Sutherland and what is his name? White Men Can't Jump. The Woody
Harrelson.
The Cowboy Way. Is that what it was called?
That sounds correct. I'll check it for you.
That movie has a scene like that always made me laugh, because the waiter walks up to him and says, "How would you like your meal prepared?" And he's like, "You mean cooked?" He goes, "I apologize. Yes. How would you like your meal cooked?"
Yeah, that's it. The Cowboy Way, 1994. Yep.
And he makes some stupid fucking cowboy joke about, like fresher bleeding the better or whatever it was he says. It's fucking goofy. But I do like that movie, The Cowboy Way. I do like that movie. That just popped into my head because you brought that up. That's weird.
That's a deep cut, brother.
That's all because Anima brought up that thing there about ordering beef in Europe.
I just wanted to answer his question, but I never got to say anything, so I did it in chat.
Well, I thought that's what you did, is you answered him in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you.
But he asked that question like half an hour ago, but I never got a chance to address it.
Oh, then you need to interrupt. That's what we do with each other.
I strategically wait for him to take a breath and go, by the way.
Not to mention, I've done, I'm doing looking up shit, dead silence plenty of times.
I have a delay though. So when I think that Gary is making a short break, he's already talking again when I start. And it looks like I'm talking for him and he gets annoyed.
There's a 2-second delay.
That's not enough.
Between you and me. There was a moment there where I wasn't talking for like 30 seconds when I was looking up Joey Travolta to see if he was still alive. And yeah, you get your chances. Just piss and moan up somebody else's leg.
Look out.
Instead, he chose the easy way out, which was to make an anachronistic and turning the setting into 19th century. Wait. What are we talking? Oh, yeah. Don't even get me started on that shit. Great performances in that film. I hate that fucking movie. And we're talking about Kenneth Branagh's, what do you call it? Hamlet. From, what was it, 97?
Kenneth Branagh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenneth Branagh obviously didn't know how to adapt Hamlet for the right period. He was trying to push the envelope. That's all he was doing. Trying to be creative, and it just didn't work for that period.
Well, he did that with Frankenstein too.
Well, the reason why he made Frankenstein the way he made it was because he's trying to bang Helena Bonham Carter. That's all
didn't
He went
try
full on
anything.
gross with that
Kidding.
one.
That led to a real fucking problem for that movie. His being, banging her and his arrogance. That was not a good period for him. I like Richard III, the one with Sir Ian McKellen. That's my favorite modern version. And let's leave it where it lies. All right, and that's what I'm going to do with this show. We're at the end, so we're out of here. I want to thank everybody for showing up today. That showed up. I mean, we never got more than maybe 10 people. Snorty was here. Gambit, James Jameson, Penny, Slasher Fred, Christian Fandom Geek, John Ostains, Hail in Place, Davey Dread, Sander Hammerslag, Tim. I like that he's known as Tim on other channels too.
You know it, man.
Yeah.
I always tell everybody, no, his name is not Fuck Headquarters 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started that thing with Tim.
Yep.
Foxtrot Kilo Helos, Charlie 2005. Over.
Over.
There's one that still kills me when you see movies with over and out used in it.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it drives me up the
Never-
wall, Gary.
Ever
Yeah.
in the history of
So
law enforcement
stupid.
or the military did anybody ever say over and out.
Never.
Ever. It's either over or it's out.
Or it's
You can
out.
say Roger that. Copy. You can say lots of things. And Roger and copy, very similar meanings, but they actually have very specifically different meanings.
Over is you're waiting for a response. Out means you're out. You're done. You
Yeah.
can't do
I'm
both
done
at the
talking.
same time.
For now, and I'm waiting for you to respond. Is
Over.
Over.
Yep.
Over to you.
The
And
one,
then
the one that always drives me insane is when you hear anyone in a movie use the word repeat on the radio. It's like, no, you don't ever say that. Especially because what that's used for is if you're calling for fire, it's like basically repeat means fire again, same coordinates.
yeah. What you say if you didn't understand something or if you need to hear it again, you say something like, we did not copy.
Or say again.
Say again,
Say again.
is used a lot. Yeah. Mhm.
No, we're talking over radio. There's specific language you use in radio, and that's something you don't say. Repeat. I knew a guy in the Army that used to annoy the shit out of me. He would make up his own alphabet, military alphabet. And I'm like, stop doing that, dude. Like he would, like instead of saying Romeo, he would say rocket.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
Rocket, catfish, dog.
I was ordering a new credit card on one of my accounts the other day, and this I had to give my email address, and she was reading it back to me, and she kept using the wrong words. S is in Susan, instead of Sierra. Yeah,
Right.
It's just I'm like, okay, darling, gotcha. I was just kind of giggling in the background.
And there's two of them in particular that if you hear it said correctly, it's three words. Three of the alphabet in particular is November, Oscar. It's not Oscar, it's Oscar.
Mhm.
And Papa. It's not Papa, it's Papa.
Why don't we end in the show?
When he's ready.
Yeah, he's
everybody.
taking his sweet time.
I'm going to point this out that other people were talking too. So,
Yeah, I know.
all right. Bye,
We were
guys.
having a conversation.
See you later.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Matt Damon.